So, you know, do catch it before you go. Right, that's that plug out of the way. I'll get on with poetry. I tend to write a lot of poems about trains, I must confess. So you're going to have a few tonight. And this one is about a branch line in Italy and a deserted and rather beautiful country railway station in Tuscany, complete with marble statues and resonating with literary associations. But it turned out to be deserted for a very good reason. This is called Bagni de Lucca. The clock shows different times on its two faces, both wrong. We arrive early, work out the ticket machine and validator, settle down to wait for a train down a steep valley to Lucca. Marble seat. Two statues of nymphs stand guard. Disused fountain and bushes beyond the platform. Secretive station whispers of its past, when eloping Victorian poets might have alighted to take the waters. You say I come alive at such moments, snapping rusty water pumps and wildflowers, euphoric for the first time since the motorway jam and day-late flight. Anticipation of stations, tracks. Funny no one else is around. The Brownings, with their new child and maid, stepping from the train, seeking cooler climes, fresher air after Florence. The walk they liked to take along the river. Elizabeth nursing the sonnets she would show him for the first time. The clock ticks on with its double inaccuracy for almost an hour. We notice red signals in either direction. Reread the times. Robert and Elizabeth's shades can rest easy. Our train won't show. August in Italy. Another poem which mentions trains, this one's set in Zimbabwe in 1997, just before all the trouble started, or at least in the time we were there, some war veterans occupied government offices in protest about the state of their pensions. And the last night before we went out for a meal with a couple, one of whom was Zimbabwean, and he said, this is very odd because it never happens in Zimbabwe, it's a very peaceful place. It's called a midnight train from Bulawayo. Each night the darkness arrived like a switch being flicked, and it grew cold. The dancing girls would appear and disappear, but whenever you thought they might be about to conclude, the marimba band would start up again. Odd job man, housekeeper and two children lived at the end of the aid workers' garden. The boy kicked a ball for hours with our lad in the yard, dreamed of escape to play football in England, let his feet do the earning. Bungee jumpers leaping from the bridge, deserted tourist lodges, hippos in the lake at sunset. War veterans entered government offices to draw attention to the state of their pensions. This is very odd, a local told us in 1997. Zimbabwe is a peaceful place. The midnight train from Bulawayo, half waking in the early hours, somewhere in Africa, looking out of the window, glimpsing strangers leaving along dusty, well-trodden paths, bearing